Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Some Dumb American, and I'm here with my lovely patrons. We're missing a couple of people, and I think they're going to hop on in just a couple of minutes. But how is everybody?
Doing well.
I'm fine.
I'm doing good.
Good. So is there, this is for you guys. Is there anything in particular that you guys wanted to discuss or talk about? Any drama, any news, anything like that?
I really enjoyed the kicking the hornet's nest stuff.
Oh, yeah. Me shit-talking Sargon. That was a very smart idea on my part.
AKA God.
Where do you guys land on all that? What did you think?
I can see it from both ends of things, because I can see the argument that it was a tactical issue and it's rules for radicals, blah, 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 blah. And I can get the, well, he betrayed his position argument to a certain degree. I don't really fall in either, because I can see that, yes, it does have some utility, but I think that people should be going, what the fuck?
Yeah, obviously, I've been seeing a lot of comments where people are saying stuff like, well, in order to get them to see, we have to treat them that way. And I'm like, maybe that's not the nicest thing ever, to treat people badly just to prove a point. But that's where I fall on it. And I'm really curious to see, what you guys think.
I made a comment on one of Monkey's videos about it that I think summed up my opinion on it, is that it's kind of simple. Twitter does not belong to Sargon. Okay. So its rules are not his rules, but he enforced the rules, which is kind of like the equivalent of being in a country and turning someone in for breaking a law of that country when you yourself believe the law is an immoral. It doesn't matter that the land has immoral laws, or that the person you're turning in might also be an immoral person from your point of view, that enforces those laws. If you can't control that, you can only control whether you enforce the law that you feel is unjust and immoral. And if you do, can you really look at yourself in the mirror and be happy with that person?
Sorry, go ahead.
The way I see it is slightly different, because it would be more like if you're in a country that has an unjust law and you see one of the people that advocated for that law being in place, or one of the people from a group that advocated for that law being in place, breaking the law knowing that they wouldn't get reported, and then you report them. It forces them to suffer the law, whereas they wouldn't normally. They would just be able to walk away and go, yeah, I'm a good person. This law doesn't apply to me.
Hey, SDA, didn't you talk to Tim Blake about all this stuff?
Also, hi, Bae. I thought you guys might want to say hi to Mara.
Oh, he did.
Hi.
Yeah. So,
Hey, Mara.
Hey everyone.
Hey.
Can you see me okay?
yeah, you sound good.
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh, excellent.
I can hear you.
Happy days, because I'm on my phone.
I didn't talk to, Tim Blake and I sort of joked about it back and forth. After Charming Man made his video about me, he was joking that, I had sinned, so I'm part of the SJWs now, and we just sort of joked back and forth. But the point that Tim brought up was that Tim has never reported anybody or gotten involved in doxing or dogpiling the way that, say, Michael Rowlands has. And
yeah, it doesn't make sense to go after someone
Exactly.
If they're not the ones participating. It's guilt by association, I think.
Well, and I brought up the point that Monkey and I are really good friends. We talk to each other basically every day. But Monkey is still Monkey, and I'm not responsible for what he does. So if he does something that I disagree with, I mean, I'm perfectly free to disagree with that all that I want to. We're not the same person, and I don't think it's fair to treat Tim or Christiosity like shit because of something that Christy Winters has done. And I'm kind of surprised by it, but I kind of think in a way that a lot of people have like maybe really low morale or something, and they just are really frustrated and they just want everybody on the other side to just see what's going on. What do you guys think?
I like Sargon, but this is not one of those things I like about him.
Oh, I like Sargon too.
I think with this whole situation, when the whole Julius Caesar play thing was happening,
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Matt Christensen had a really good point in his video that he did on it, and I can't remember it word for word, so it's not going to be as eloquent as he phrased it, but he made a point about if you're not willing to lose your the principle that you hold dear, if you're not willing to lose that in the fight to keep it, then you don't hold it. Yeah. And that's kind of what Sargon's done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's where I fall on the issue, is that I think that we can make our points without,
I wish we were all as eloquent as Matt Christensen. I'm jealous.
Well, he scripts, so he's cheating, but it's...
He's also just really pretty, let's be honest.
Yeah, well...
He also sounds pretty eloquent live, too, so... That's amazing.
No, he's a very eloquent, very smart person.
Yeah.
And so is Blonde.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, TK?
I don't know who you guys are talking about that's eloquent and whatnot. Someone will have to give me a link later.
Matt Christensen?
Yeah.
He used to be Skag 3, if you know who that is.
No.
Okay. He's now Matt Christensen on YouTube, so that's...
Well, I have homework for next month then.
Yeah, I definitely would recommend you go and watch some of his videos because they're great.
Yeah, his videos are really good. But yeah, I'm kind of worried that some people are maybe willing to give up their principles and what they stand for just to kind of stick it to the annoying SJWs.
Yeah. And one of the things I was seeing as well, especially in a lot of the comments, but also in Charming Man's video as well, he mentioned it a few times, holding the value of free speech isn't the same as the First Amendment. Like there were so many comments of, the government isn't taking away Christiosity's speech. This isn't a free speech issue. I was like, well, no, the principle of free speech and the First Amendment are two completely different things.
That's the one thing that annoyed me the most about this entire thing. That people that, up until this, hated that argument, then started using that argument.
I know, there has been this weird-ass role reversal thing that is happening, and I'm sitting here going, I don't know who is sane anymore.
Well, yeah, and that's how I feel, because I don't remember where I argued this, or if I'm just dreaming up that I said something this intelligent, but I'm pretty sure at some point I said something along the lines of, you don't protect free speech just at the government level. It's a principle that you have to abide by in our personal lives, and it's something that we have to hold dear to ourselves, or else we just are willing to if we're willing to give up the freedom on Twitter, then we're willing to give up the freedom in government. It just snowballs from there, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the exact opposite arguments were being made when Milo got banned off of Twitter.
Exactly. And that's why I'm somewhat in the middle, because if it was done properly, then this could be something that's decent. If people weren't doing the same arguments to protect Sargon's actions that they were doing, or that they were arguing against to condemn other people's actions, and it was just Sargon or a couple people that were taking this tact, then it would be really easy to go, yeah, that's what he's doing is wrong. It might turn out into something that's decent, because if you can force them to realize that these rules are bad, then you get more people arguing against them. But having the side that is in favor of Sargon, that when Milo got banned, were up in arms, that when other people got banned, were up in arms, now giving the same crap arguments that they used to be against, it just ruins everything.
Yeah, it's like a really weird role reversal.
Tactics, Sanguine. Tactics.
Like I said, the tactics only work if it was a small group. If it was a small group that was doing this, then they would be enough to force people to realize, oh, this is a bad rule. When there's a sizable proportion of the group that is then giving the same crappy arguments, we've lost the high ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And I'm actually kind of surprised at how much support Sargon is getting from the viewers, I guess. Especially when you juxtapose it to the situation with Kraut. Sorry?
Not surprised. He's practically a public figure.
Hmm.
He's our Lord and Savior Sargon.
Yeah. What I love about in communities is just how quickly, the community turns on you if you don't believe exactly what they believe. Like I commented that comment on one of Monkey's videos about agreeing with him there and trying to explain the position a little bit, and I was called an SJW cuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really ridiculous.
Well, if Sargon's fans say it, it must be true.
Mm.
I think this whole situation has really highlighted who holds their values dear and who is just sucking up or willing to parrot bigger YouTubers' talking points.
Yeah, and I also think it kind of demonstrates almost like just how fragile the little community is. That if one, like, it just amazes me how one disagreement can just get people all bent out of shape. Because, I don't agree with some of my favorite YouTubers on everything, but that's why I watch a whole bunch of different ones.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And very quickly they swing back the other way too, because those couple of videos Monkey made on the topic, almost as many dislikes as likes, so much vitriol in the comment section, except for a few people that agreed with him on the front page of the comments and whatnot.
Oh yeah, and people are.
And then the next video on a different topic that they did agree with, huge like bar again. All the support in the world in the comment section.
Yeah, it's also amazing how much shit Monkey gets for agreeing with me. I feel a little bad, but
or vice versa if you agree with him.
Well, I don't really get a ton of shit for agreeing with him, but it's because I'm a woman and people are like, and I've seen this argument in Charming Man's comment section that Monkey is only like defending me because he wants some of this, and I'm like, he has a lady monkey. Thank you very much.
You're the same age as his kids. That's
Yeah, I agree. It is. Yeah,
SDA,
He's
you're
like-
ignoring the real reason why no one has a problem with you agreeing with Monkey. Your whole point is just to validate Monkey and Scribe. Don't you remember?
And
I'm bad at that. I'm bad at that.
generally,
their
his
resources.
videos come out first.
Hey, Sanguine.
You know what? Look, okay? It's not my fault that Monkey stays up until 4 a.m. making videos, okay? If I was up till 4 a.m., I would make videos before him, but I go to bed, so.
Babe.
Well, I'm up at 4 a.m. It's 1 a.m. where it's 4 a.m. for him. It's 1 a.m. for me, so I'm up at that time. Although I never get first.
I mean, like, I'm up. I'm just not making videos. It's not the point, okay? He cheats. He cheats. And sometimes, like, he won't even tell me that he's making a video, and then I'll make the video, and then I'll put it up, and I'll be like, God damn it. Monkey already made a video.
I think that's context sensitive. If you were not in a three-way chat group daily with Scribe and Monkey, it would not be seen as weird because many other skeptic channels will do the same topic. Or in a group.
But they think that you guys discuss everything ahead of time of what videos each of you are making.
Oh, no, yeah, because sometimes I'm not stop it, Monkey. Because sometimes,
Wait, what?
well, now that people are mad at me about the Sargon thing, they accuse me of riding Monkey's coattails because sometimes we make similar content that comes out at, like, similar times. And I'm like, but some days I make the same content as Andy Worski. Not the same, but, like, on the same topic.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody cares. I just think it's interesting how people kind of, like, they totally change when they're mad at you versus, like, when they're not mad at you, and it's like one disagreement, just everybody loses their goddamn minds. It's a little unnerving, if you will. But
yeah, it's quite bizarre the responses you get based on who you're talking about.
yeah, I don't totally copy you, Monkey. You knock it off, okay? Like, there have been days where I've been like, oh, Monkey, I'm going to make a video about this thing. And he's like, me too. And then his video comes out first. And I'm just like, fine.
Bad Monkey.
Yeah, bad Monkey.
Well, you know what? If he does it again, let me know. And I will book a flight and go and touch the monkey butt. I'll traumatize him.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll all pitch in and pay for it. It'll be
awesome.
Fun. It'll be lots of fun.
That'll be what Patreon's about that month.
So aside from the Sargon drama, is there any other major drama this month?
Well,
there was the tweet about new policies in the military.
Right, there was the transgender people banned from the military. Yeah.
There was also the Crown D stuff.
Right. I watched this. Sorry.
I was about to mention his video because I didn't know the full context of it. I just saw that he had tweeted them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a lot more sympathetic to what happened after watching his video. If I take everything he said at face value, which he doesn't really, I haven't seen him lie previously, so I am inclined to take what he said at face value. But it's also like, you did a shitty thing and you can say sorry and retract it, but it still happened.
Kraut needs to get his Spurg moments under control.
Yeah, he's a very angry man.
Another thing...
It's making me rethink the whole rage thing. I was on board with Monkey and you and Scribe about the whole race realism thing. Now, because of Kraut's video, I'm beginning to rethink it.
Well, it's not that I ever...
What video did Kraut make of... I missed it.
He made a video explaining the fact that he tweeted somebody that he thought was employing Rage After Storm. and explaining that he retracted it.
He was basically defending his actions.
And the thing is, right, I disagree with Rage's video. I wholeheartedly. But I don't see any reason for her to get kicked off of any social media platform at all.
Yeah.
I have no issue arguing against race realism. I mean, arguing against somebody who's racist should be like the easiest thing that you ever do. So her being allowed to speak doesn't bother me at all. But what I was kind of surprised at, I think most of all, was how many people were really okay with what Sargon did, but pissed about what Kraut did. I was like, there's hypocrisy in both those cases.
Well, I can understand being ticked at what Kraut did and not being as upset or not being upset at what Sargon did, because Kraut, to his knowledge, at the beginning, was getting someone fired.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think Sargon didn't know whether they would ban her or not touch Chrisiosity.
Yeah, but that's different than getting someone fired.
Yeah, no, it's different, but...
And I think that
Kraut's
difference is
intent was
enough
more
to...
malicious.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah,
but
which I think is more than enough to account for the difference in response.
Well, I can understand there being a higher anger level at Kraut than Sargon. Because with Sargon, I'm not angry at him. It's kind of just like, you're not as principled as you have claimed to be these past few years.
You're not angry.
You're not angry. You're just disappointed.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Yeah, I'm going full mum here. I'm not angry at Sargon. I'm just heavily disappointed in him. But with Kraut, it's well, I'm not even really angry with Kraut. It's just kind of like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, and
let's all calm our tits. Let's, like, if I get angry, I try to just vent at Bay or at Stixie or someone. I try not to tweet at people's employers to try and get them fired.
Well, like,
I can see the difference between those two. What are you talking about?
If I get angry enough, I don't do that. What I do is I just come up with more inventive ways to insult them. It's a lot more amusing.
I get so angry that I have to stop myself from throwing my phone at things because I'm like, I don't want to pay for a new one.
And Kraut T is German too. He should have a whole dictionary of insults to throw at Rage. He has no excuse.
German makes me laugh because but I think that's because of my knowledge of German. The only thing I know in German is "No, that's my hamburger." And I really want to be able to use that sentence one day.
Yeah, I'm not sure how useful that is.
Oh, it's incredibly useful. Okay, there are hamburger stealers everywhere.
I know
a hamburglar for one.
Exactly.
Monkey brought up the point that with the Kraut, it's different circumstances, and his, he was definitely more extreme, but in my opinion, it's kind of the same principle. I mean, these are things that we've been arguing against for years, and then all of a sudden you've got Kraut and Sargon being like, you know what?
It's cool.
Who cares about principles? Let's just do this shit. And I'm like, maybe
the
not.
Same principle, but the scale is entirely different.
No, I completely concede that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now we're talking race realism in chat. Okay, that went places.
Well, on a lighter note, then, because I really don't want to get into race realism, because fuck, that's a heavy topic that no one can be bothered with right now, I don't think. I want to know your guys' opinions on what I did to my son this morning. There's these little swaddle things called Love to Dream swaddles because he's 2 weeks old. And I only have a pink one in his size, and I put him in it, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, I feel really bad for putting you in pink. Am I a bad mother?
Yes.
Am I causing gender confusion in my child?
Depends. Are you going to take a picture of this and then just at random points show it to anyone that he dates?
I could.
Are you going to call the media and tell them that, you know, your child identifies differently?
Excuse me, my 2-week-old son identifies as a female, so he's in pink. Fuck off. Like,
No. That isn't progressive enough. They need to be a
He needs to be
non-binary.
a marshmallow. He needs to identify as marshmallow gender. Because he kind of looks like one, because he's all like squishy and pink.
No, clearly he's Michelin King. Or Michelin King. He's from whatever weird race the Michelin Man is.
Or the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yes.
you know what, Mara? You should just raise him without gender and put him in purple.
Oh, God.
He just wears purple all the time.
It's funny, my sister, because I've got 2 sisters. One of them lives in a different state, and her and her husband are like feminist, and they don't have gendered clothing in their house. I bought my niece like it's very clearly like a girl hat. It's kind of like one of those like hats that you see in like French pictures with the wide brim and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I bought that for my niece, and my nephew looked at it. He's like, "Did you get me one too?" And I'm like, "No, I got you a beanie because that's a girl's hat." And he's like, "There's no such thing as girls' clothes." He's 3.
But like there is. But there is.
There
Because
is.
girls' clothes has boob room. And boob room is important.
Yeah, they don't do gendered clothing in the house.
That is like that has to be so weird to like actually know somebody. Like it's one thing to read about it in books, you know, but it's another thing to like meet crazy people.
Yeah, like I understand to an extent, like, because he's got an older sister, and my other nephew, like my other sister, her 2 kids, my nephew's got an older sister there as well. And that nephew, he likes to, he'll put on one of my niece's Minnie Mouse dresses and stuff like that, because I think guys that have an older sister do play with girl stuff more when they're little. But that's one thing. It's a completely different thing to be like, there's no such thing as gendered clothing.
Do you guys know any what about you guys? Do you guys know any real life there's no such thing as gender clothing people? Because I mean, other than like my sociology professor, but that's like a given.
No, I don't.
No.
I thankfully haven't met any of them that have bread yet.
Oh no. Uh-oh. Do you think they're going to?
Some of them maybe. The bulk of them no, because there's like various lesbians and
Well, the lesbians, like, they just turkey baster it now.
True. Very true.
It's true. Like, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They just get some sperm and shoot it up
Oh,
there.
sorry. Monkey just said something in chat that just reminded me of MGTOW, because last year, do you remember when we were fighting with Markov?
Yeah.
He just kept him or his followers kept on calling me a breeder.
A breeder?
I
don't even
had a
remember
kid.
that.
Yes,
So I'm just like, well, I'm just a filthy breeder then. You know,
Okay,
don't take my word for it.
Does anyone remember when the LGBT community started trying to make that the slur for straight people?
Breeder?
Oh, that film,
Yes.
that short film thing. Oh my God.
I don't.
Yep.
I'm
What if
so
he-
confused. What happened?
For
There
like
was-
a couple months, they tried to make the slur for hetero people breeders.
Yeah, they released like this
gay
short film thing about like what if being gay was the norm and being straight was weird. It was like some weird anti-bully thing. And this girl that, you know, had a bit of a thing for a boy and wasn't gay, they found out and they started, instead of calling her a fag or whatever, they were calling her a breeder.
That's like the least worst thing you could call someone. Like, breeder is not a slur. It's just literally like, yeah, I bred. What?
That sounds like a fantasy novel. No.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah,
weird, right?
Like some sort of like dystopian, like, underclass or something, the breeders. Yeah.
It sounds like it should be in some sort of a commercial, like, from the people that produced Make Bossy Illegal.
Oh God.
See, I'm just sitting here thinking it sounds like a slur for the Irish.
But no, there's that I've got so many questions about that short film. It's like, well, where did the children come from?
You know,
to
I
start
was
with.
actually, so because I got into like a little bit of an argument on Tumblr because I'm dumb enough to pay attention to Tumblr. And I just said, because somebody was like, you know, if you say something and you get beat up, like that's your fault. And I was like, no, violence isn't, that's not how violence works. And they're like, you know what, if words weren't violence, we wouldn't have anti-bullying campaigns. And I'm like, you know, saying maybe you don't say this because it is mean is not the same as being like, it's illegal to say that. Like that's totally different.
It is. And I think some people needed to be bullied a bit more, let's be honest.
Yeah, I think part of it should be that the bullying campaigns should be an equal dose of suck it up, it happens to everyone.
No, anti-bullying campaigns. We don't campaign to bully.
Well, maybe we should at some points.
So Tumblr's still a thing?
Wait, how did...
Yeah.
Wait, is that anti-bullying thing, is it, if there is no... Wait, if hate speech isn't violence, why is there anti-bullying campaigns? Is that what it is?
Yes. Yeah, like why do we encourage people not to be mean to others?
That's kind of like circular logic. The ones who say hate speech is violence are also the ones organizing anti-bullying campaigns, aren't they? I would say neither is good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the point is that if speech wasn't violent or not hurtful, then we wouldn't have an anti-bullying campaign. And I'm like, things can be hurtful without it being fucking illegal or violent.
And let's be honest as well, bullying can quite often go beyond words. Like, bullying often involves physical violence.
That's like saying if homosexuality is not a sin, why do we have gay conversion therapy?
Yeah, it's kind
sounds
of
like to me.
I don't know. I'm just like encouraging kids to not be asshats is not the same as being like words are evil. I don't know. I mean, I think we take bullying. I don't know. I don't want to say we take bullying a little bit too seriously, but I think sometimes we take bullying a little bit too seriously. And I think
we take minor bullying too seriously.
Oh, sorry, Siri, calm down. But I also think that people are under the impression that their high school sob story about being bullied is super unique. And I'm like, honey, no, everybody has a sob story about how they got bullied in school. Calm down. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Monkey is going to make a fuck relax shirt.
Nice.
If I had money,
I'd get that.
I would get that. I ordered myself a Smush Cookie shirt, and it should get here like tomorrow, and I'm totally wearing it.
I spend too much of my money on Super Chat and you.
Well, it's a good investment. I mean, let's be honest. I'm worth it.
Faye is a very good investment.
No, but see, I do appreciate everything that you guys do, and obviously we appreciate how much you guys support us with the streams and all that. It's really something else. Monkey was not bullied in school. I'd just punch a bully. I'd like to fight. Yeah, well, people my age like aren't allowed to just be like, yo, fuck off.
Well, now it's if you're getting beaten up, right, and you're curled up in a fetal position and you raise so much as a pinky to defend yourself, you get suspended as well.
Yeah, exactly, because there's like some no tolerance bullshit. And I think that's a bunch of BS. I think that you should absolutely, if somebody's like physically punching you or somebody's like harassing you verbally, I think you need to be able to just be like, hey,
Yeah.
Fucker.
Sorry.
Your
Crying
mom's
baby for a second.
It's okay. Your mom's fat. Go away.
And for me, I wouldn't hit people because I realized I'm a brute really early. So if I would have hit anyone, it would have been bad.
I didn't hit people back in school because my mom really emphasized to me that I was bigger and stronger than the kids my age, and if I did so, I was going to hurt somebody more than I really intended to.
Yep.
I mean, that probably would have happened with me too, but you know.
Because you can kill people.
I just kept.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe we should go back to like a simpler time when you were allowed to tell bullies to fuck off. I think that might help some kids out.
It might help them grow a fucking backbone, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can't count how many situations I've heard of where a kid defended themselves and also got suspended because they did a naughty. And I'm like, it just seems like the wrong message to be sending to people.
That just makes me think of Zangief Kid from Australia. He was Australian, right? Or was he a New Zealander?
Who's this?
Zangief Kid, the big kid that was getting bullied. It was a viral video a couple years ago.
Oh, and he
picked
just,
up and bombed the kid.
Yes, that actually happened in Western Sydney. And I live in Western Sydney, and I was just like, oh, that's great.
Yep.
I loved that video. And then there's this other one. I think this one also might have been Australia because I'm pretty sure they were wearing school uniforms. But they would just walk up to this kid sitting at a tree and they're just like, oh, you're a fucking fag, you're a cunt, rah, 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 and just, you know, fight him, he's not going to do anything. And then this kid just stands up and then literally just roundhouse kicks this guy in the head.
That's
and
awesome.
then just picks up his bag and walks off.
Nice.
Well, I feel like a lot of these bullying situations could be dealt with a lot more quickly if we just let kids handle it and just let them have a backbone and just deal with it. I mean, I'm not saying that there's not a place for the school to be like, hi, person who's harassing a bunch of kids, maybe stop it. But at the same time, you know.
Maybe less teaching kids not to bully, more teaching kids to stick up for themselves, sort of thing?
Yeah, like maybe don't teach men not to rape, but teach women to carry pepper sprays and stuff like that.
Because you can't control the actions of other people. That's the thing. And so all you can do if you want to protect people is, teach them to protect themselves.
Do any of you watch videos by Lindy Beige?
No.
He's fantastic. He does a bunch of different topics from like historical stuff to D&D type tabletops, pen and papers to random other topics. And he had one video on the escalation of violence and what he thought was a reasonable escalation of violence. And he was talking about how everyone can remember being back on the playground and one kid pushes another kid and then that kid pushes back and it slowly builds up and then eventually the teacher will go in and break it up. And that was a normal escalation of violence. No one got worried about that. But then we also all knew that one kid who he would get pushed, so he would grab his pencil out of his backpack and stab the kid in the hand. And everyone
I got stabbed in the hand with a pencil when I was younger. Did you know me?
Exactly. Everyone immediately freaks out about that because that's an abnormal escalation of violence. So it goes from, oh yes, we'll let them sort it out. And then once it goes too far, you step in and you separate them to, oh my God, he just stabbed him. Okay, get everyone away.
Yeah, I feel a little attacked there because
you stab people.
Well, look, I was in first grade, and this kid had been berating me for months, and at one point he was just like berating me, and I stabbed him like in the hand, and he was like, it didn't hurt, and he had like that annoying speech impediment where he couldn't say his hours correctly, so he was like so he said it didn't hurt. He was like, it didn't hurt, and then like I did it again, and he was like, didn't, and then I did it in his head, and then he was like, I'm telling, and then he like fake cried, and I got in so much fucking trouble, but it was funny.
That it didn't hurt thing just reminded me. I think it was my cousin. He got in trouble, so like he got a smack on the butt. He's like, didn't hurt. And then so he got another one, and he just kept on saying didn't hurt. And he's got tears coming down his face, and then like he gets one last smack, and he's just like, okay, that one hurt.
Aw, no, like I don't think he was actually hurt, but like he basically faked being hurt. And I remember my mom was like on the phone, and I think she asked like my teacher something like, what did he do? And they were like, what? And they were just, and she was just like, well, I'm pretty sure she didn't just stab him in the head with a pencil out of nowhere. What the hell happened?
In the head.
No, honestly, right, like in the fucking temple too.
Oh, wow.
I know.
You're
like,
brutal, babe.
Well, that time she didn't just stab someone in the head for no reason. The next time she realized that her mother would ask, well, what did they do? So she just stabbed away.
That story you told is probably SJW policy they want to implement.
What?
Stabbing people in the head?
Yeah.
Look, it was a dull pencil, okay? God, he deserved it. It was
a dull pencil I got stabbed in the hand with too, and it broke the skin, and I was bleeding everywhere.
Okay, well, he wasn't bleeding at all, and it wasn't that hard. I don't remember. I was 6, and I'm making excuses. I don't want to talk about it.
Learn to always keep sharp pencils.
Yeah, no, that was a bit of a mess, but gosh, like, and the other thing, we were at like it was like a family thing sort of, because we've got like family, and they do like these big get-togethers.
Fapping?
No, not fapping. No.
Not sure who was making that sound, but yeah, I heard it too.
I've been standing still for basically this entire thing, so it wasn't me.
Anyway.
Oh wow.
What?
Joy Sparkle has lost like almost 1,500 subs in the last week.
Oh wow.
Meanwhile, water is wet.
But these girls that are, I don't know, they're like 16 now, I think, the oldest one is, and she was talking about how because of social media, your secrets are just out to everybody. And I'm like, you're 16. What the fuck kind of secrets what are you doing that you have secrets?
Maybe she's like, maybe her life is like the real life equivalent of Pretty Little Liars. My God, how do teenage girls have so much fucking shit on them? Have you
I'm just like, I wonder if that's code for there's this one hot guy in class that everybody likes and nobody can know that I also like him. Because, like, what other secrets do teenage girls have? Like, that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, that was me. I was like, I have so many secrets. It's really just one, but shut up.
I think by the time that we're 16, all of us have had that one time where we killed a drifter and buried him in the basement.
Okay, that led places that I wasn't ready for it
to go. You were built for super chat, Sanguine.
Good Lord.
God.
That was a lie.
Escalator.
That was so much.
Yeah. Also, but I don't think I've ever actually fully apologized to you for sending in that article about Trump's infinite escalator that now keeps coming back to haunt you.
Yeah, you know what?
Trump's infinite escalator was amazing. Thank you for that.
It's okay. Because people seem to like torturing me, and I don't know why people seem to like torturing me, but they do. And
I wonder if they're going to
Every
do
now
a
and then
follow-up story on
Tweak
it.
you enough that you end up saying "fuck off."
Honestly,
was
though,
based on Common Core math.
I really hope though that they do a follow-up at the end of Trump's presidency to tell us where he is now.
you
Just
see
going
Trump
to be
is
stuck in the White House, going down an endless set of stairs.
Trump is halfway to Andromeda now that we are out of his presidency because he's been president for 63,000 years and he has finally died. And like, yeah. That escalator's been going. No, like we'll get like an update when we're all like 80, and we'll just be sitting there, and it'll be like, "Oh, good, the route is telling us where Trump's infinite escalator is."
That wasn't the route.
No, it was like Washington Post or something.
Well, you know what? The route's gonna pick it up. Okay.
I just can't
No,
believe
because
that was an
then
article
the escalator would have to be
published.
black.
Wait, what? I just heard black, and now I'm confused.
If the route picked it up, they would have to be talking about how the escalator's black. And
Well, the escalator is
embl-
black.
Yeah, but it would have to be emblematic of how the white man is oppressing the black man because he's
like Trump is riding black rock all the way to the top.
Well, it was all the way down because it was a downward escalator.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, well he's weighing black people down. with the weight that he puts on their escalating shoulders. Obviously.
Oh God!
I don't know. What's funny is that that's probably not as crazy as whatever their explanation actually would be.
That's very true. I still actually can't get over the fact that was like a Washington Post article.
Was it really the Washington Post? Like it was something that
it was either It was like a quote unquote credible mainstream media organization.
I'm not sure that it was the Washington Post because we haven't read the CNN article about it.
That's true. Actually, I'll see if I can find exactly where it came from, but it was something like that. Laura Jane #MSS News. Oh, I put 3 S's in. Sorry.
MSSSSSSSSS. Infinite S's escalator. Infinite escalator. Ha!
It was Washington Post.
I can't believe it was WAPO.
So then I'm disappointed. I want to see the crappier CNN version. It's going to have like 12 times the typos.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree.
Go to the escalator and try to get a report. Sorry, I got distracted a bit. I would say like they would probably go directly to the escalator and try to get its version of events.
No, they would just report that they did.
They would just be like, at some point, WAPO did something, and maybe. Also typos. Yeah. And it's like, thank you for your hard-hitting journalism, CNN. I mean, it's amazing how many articles we read that are like, according to the Washington Post, and I'm like, why is Scribe even going to CNN anymore? Why not just go directly to the Washington Post? Apparently,
I think
they know
he enjoys
everything.
the melodrama of the type.
Trump's infinite escalator. Is this proof of Russia collusion?
That'd be the CNN take on it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Well, it's all Russian. It's all Russian collusion. The
Russians clearly built the escalator.
You know, we got my dad's DNA test results back, and he's like 12% Russian, so I am like inherently problematic. Because I am sort of colluding with Russia. I don't understand this whole thing. I mean, maybe it's because of Russian Deadpool, but it seems like if somebody talks to a Russian, it's like the world is over. Oh my God. You spoke to a Russian.
Clearly, you're just the long game for the Russians right now.
What?
You're the long game for the Russians right now. You're part Russian. They did this generations ago. They just set your family line in order, and it's designed to be a sleeper cell. It's going to happen.
So it's kind of like the Ben Gesserit from Dune.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think I have like a switch implanted in me, and like at some point it's just gonna flip, and I'm just gonna be a spy for Russia?
Yes.
Yes.
I wonder what her trigger word is.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
know
there's
it.
like
I know it.
some like crazy Russian's gonna
that
come up to me in the
Italian
middle of the
family
night.
sure is quiet.
What's the Russian for number one, the Force?
That's not funny. That's very triggering, and I don't appreciate you bringing that up right now.
Come on,
I'm
we don't
trying
want it
to
to go
have-
southern again.
Well, you were asking, what's your trigger word?
Look, that's not the point. Okay. No, it's gonna be like some Bucky Barnes style shit. Like the Russians are just gonna come out of nowhere, and we're gonna be like, "Oh my God, CNN was right."
Or maybe CNN was the Russians all along.
Oh.
Ooh, plot twist. Yeah, I like it. I like it. CNN is Russia. CNN is Russia propaganda. I think that's what's really going on here.
By M. Night Shyamalan.
But the thing is, there has to be a news organization even dirtier than CNN for them to report on that.
Oh God. This is just getting way
Can you
too.
imagine that?
This is just like super meta right now, and it's kind of hurting my brain.
So it's like super mega extra CNN reports that CNN is actually Russian sleeper cell spies.
We're down the rabbit hole now, people.
Oh fuck it. Let's all just give up on life. I think it'll be much better for our sanity. Sorry. My son, he's got the cutest little pointy ears.
Oh, I thought it was the giant tarantula.
Oh, that wasn't a tarantula, that was a huntsman.
A what?
Oh, have you? There's this giant huntsman photo going around
You're
Twitter.
speaking to us dumb Americans, Mara.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, there was in the news yesterday. There was this story about people that were locked off of their balcony by a giant huntsman spider that was bigger than a dinner plate. They named him Aragog.
Oh my God.
Nice.
That is like disgusting.
That's why I didn't send it to MSS Newsday, because I didn't think you would appreciate it.
No, I wouldn't have. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That gives me the creeps, and I'm not even.
Honestly, I don't mind huntsmen. Like I normally see ones bigger than my hand if I see them. But I don't mind them because they're friends and they eat all the redbacks, so I'm good. But that one would just it could suffocate you in your sleep. Just no. It was too big.
Like you see them around, Faye?
Yeah. Huntsmen are everywhere.
I hope you just convinced SDA never to come visit you.
I know. Now I'm like, maybe I'm not going to come to VidCon.
So it's official. Australia is the biggest serial killer in the universe.
They're not aggressive spiders. They're not aggressive.
They're literally everywhere?
Well, not everywhere, but everywhere, yeah. Like, you don't just walk out into a sea of huntsmen.
But
okay, because that's what I was picturing.
But like, you could see one like outside in the world.
I haven't seen one for quite a few months though.
Yeah, but like, is that because it's winter? Is it winter? It's winter, right?
Yeah, but no, I haven't seen one since probably since March last year, actually, give or take. Because I remember that spawn number 1 was only a few months old when we saw it. Because I was just like, I really hope that doesn't get into a room. Because I don't want to see it.
Hey, Mara, Melbourne.
Yeah. No, you know better. That's cruel. It makes me cringe when people say Melbourne or Brisbane or Canberra. Just
Say,
So it's Melbourne, Canberra, Brisbane.
yes. Well done.
say the M word.
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
See, but that's just you saying Melbourne in an Australian accent.
I know, but guess what though? Because I've had people with different accents call me Mara before, right? Because that's just how they said. I'm like, no, Mara isn't my name. They're like, oh, it's just my accent. No, my name doesn't change pending your accent.
All right.
So it's the same. It's the same with Melbourne.
Mara, wouldn't it?
I don't know, but it kind of weirds me out that Mr. Repstion has a dog with the same name as me.
Oh my God, that's right. Dog's name is
name.
Mara.
Yeah.
It's a little weird now that you say that out loud.
You think he's a fan?
Definitely.
Well,
no, he's stalking her.
Yep.
Absolutely.
He's I've been on his radar for a long time. But we also have really, really weird names here as well, because I don't think there's a whole lot of places in the US that have named towns or whatever after Native American names.
I think like out west they do more so than they do back east. But that, I mean, but that being said, like I'm pretty sure like Chattahoochee is a
Massachusetts is in Native American.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's
it's just really bizarre here.
Arizona.
Like, for example,
I mean, I'm
in
pretty
like
sure like your native stuff just sounds way weirder than ours does.
Oh God, seriously! If it's if it's an Aboriginal named town that isn't near where I grew up or one that is well known or something, I'm just like, that is the weirdest fucking name. Like in the city, right? That you'll have like Darling Harbour, Surrey Hills, normal name places, and then there's Woolloomooloo, Maroubra.
I've heard of Woolloomooloo.
Yeah, and then we've also got like Wagga Wagga, Woi Woi, Wollongong, Maroochydore, Mooloolaba, Wallarawang.
There's a couple of cities here in Nevada that have names like that. There's Winnemucca, Eli, Elko, I believe.
Oh,
well,
God.
not Elko, not Elko. I don't think so.
There's this place in New Zealand that has a really, really, really long name. Longest town name.
I thought that was in Wales. But...
You don't want to go Welsh, then you get like triple L's and shit like that.
Once you're done doing that, it's about time to wrap this up because it's 8:30.
Okay. Yeah. This place, it's Taumata, Whakatangi, Hangakaunau, O Tamatea. I'm not even halfway through yet. But more or less it translates into the place where Tamatea, the man with the big knees who slid, climbed, and swallowed mountains, known as Land Eater, played his flute to his loved one. That is the name of a town.
That is bananas. But with that, we're gonna wrap up this.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Thank you guys so much for coming. I'm glad you guys could make it. Thank you, Skep Tock, who is in chat. I hope you decide to come talk to us next month. And thank you, Mara, for hopping on as well.
No worries.
And baby Mara.
Thank you, babe.
And we will talk to you guys next month. Bye, guys.
Have a good one.